Welcome, welcome, welcome to Can We Chat Here? My name is Sheila Abram, and we are pleased to bring Can We Chat Here the first Monday of each and every month. And I'm joined by my wonderful co-host on the East Coast,
Miss Maxine Jones. So welcome to Can We Chat Here? And as always, what do we say? Can We Chat Here is about our dreams, our goals, our stories, and our journeys. Well, tonight, our topic is Blockchain 101. And you know, it's always our goal to bring value and content to our Facebook family and friends. And we've had a myriad of different topics, but you're going to love the topic tonight. We are pleased to have as our two guests, two gentlemen who will be sharing their knowledge of blockchain and cryptocurrency, and we are excited about that. You know, there's so much going on in the world of Karatbars and in technology and masternodes and cryptocurrency, and we need to know what we're doing. So most people have ideas, but they're not sure. So we, Ms. Sheila Abram and I, thought this would be absolutely perfect to have these two gentlemen who have the expertise in blockchain, masternodes, and cryptocurrency. So please welcome to Can We Chat Here, Mr. Ricardo Hamilton and Mr. Ramon Wilson. Welcome, gentlemen, to Can We Chat Here.
Welcome. And gentlemen, if you see me streaming, look for me on Facebook so you can share it into your pages.
Yes, ma'am.
That your friends, family, and prospects get to see you shine. Maxine and I are so pleased to have you here. And one of the reasons we're pleased, we have experts jumping into Karatbars in a lot of different arenas. You know, we're new to this whole cryptocurrency blockchaining arena in the world of Karatbars. So now we're starting to see more and more experts seeing what we're all about and actually getting involved and sharing some of their knowledge. We're also going to see the exact same thing happen once we release that cell phone. We're going to start having people that deal with technologies that actually, you know, have marketed cell phones, jumping into the world of Karatbars and sharing their knowledge in that field as well. So Karatbars has so much to offer. I mean, I can't wait for our bank to actually be fully functional, because guess what? A lot of bankers, because we're so different and we're so unique.
We're so diversified.
That's right. We're the answer to what they haven't seen. You know, a person working in a banker, manager, branch manager, he doesn't get a share of that profit from the people in that bank. But in Karatbars we do. But I don't want to get off topic. It's just that's why we were so pleased. I heard Maxine and I both heard Mr. Hamilton and Mr. Wilson on a watch party?
Yeah,
it was a live stream.
Live stream. They were doing a live stream, and your knowledge and expertise really caught our attention. So we decided we had to have you on Can We Chat Here. And I initially is each one, just give us a little background about yourself. So Ricardo, why don't you start first?
All right.
A little background.
Yeah, definitely. I'll tell you how I got started in Karatbars. It's very exciting to even be here. Thank you guys for having me as one of the panelists. It's truly an honor to sit here and just share this information, this amazing opportunity with Karatbars and everything that's going on. I got started with Karatbars, early last year. And, it made sense to me to obviously save my money in an asset. And as this company evolved into cryptocurrency, and as you were talking about our phone and our bank, it just made more sense for me to, double down. And so one thing I love about Karatbars is that it forces you to grow, not only as a person, but it forces you to grow your knowledge and understanding of money, business, technology. And so I kind of just dove into the rabbit hole of Karatbars, and now I'm studying and learning cryptocurrency and experiencing how to work our exchange and and working with our whole Karatpay system. So it's just really been an experience of learning and growth through trial and error. And it's a beautiful thing because that's what, life is about, development and growing. And anytime that we can apply the principles of, taking, your fiat currency and turning it into an asset, which is money, while also experiencing the new future of money and the present of money, which is cryptocurrency, is just truly an amazing time. And so, that's pretty much how I got started, and I'm going to keep running with it.
Thank you so much. And you said something that you're learning and you're growing, and that's what all of us have to do. We can't be afraid of it. We can't back away from it. We have to embrace it, and we have to learn, and we have to grow. Mr. Ramon Wilson, let's hear about you. You have an interesting background as well, sir.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Ms. Maxine and Ms. Sheila. I really appreciate you inviting myself and Brother Ricardo on this forum to speak. Just a little bit about me. I've been in the military for 20 plus years. So my background kind of fits into the niche of Karatbars International. In the military, I was in the Signal Corps, which deals with communication. So my lane of expertise was, cable installation. So we basically work with what's called ADNs, or area distribution nodes. So I've always been fascinated with cryptography, which is a form of cryptocurrency. Well, how cryptocurrency derived from cryptography, which is a form of communication that's encrypted that you can use with certain devices. And we use that in the military to be able to communicate with our troops on the ground, in the air, around the world, so the enemy and our adversaries can't figure out what we're talking about. So I've always been intrigued by that. I've always been a techie type of person. And I've been in the crypto space for about 5 years now. And a good friend of mine who introduced me to cryptocurrency, he actually told me about Karatbars a while back, but I was so focused and driven on learning more about blockchain and protocols and cryptocurrency that I really didn't look and pull back the curtain on Karatbars until around about right after the holidays, right after Thanksgiving. He gave me a call and he was like, "Hey, bro, remember that company I was telling you about, Karatbars?" And I was like, yeah, the company that deals with gold. He was like, "Man, you won't believe what they just dropped." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Man, they done stepped into the cryptocurrency space." So I was like, I was like, okay, so I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Bro," he was like, "Listen, they got their own coin and it's backed by physical gold." And I'm like, nah, because, when I first got into the crypto space, the biggest thing that so many people had a question about with all cryptocurrency is that, what is it backed by? I don't mind doing investments, but what is it backed by? So that was like the biggest question as far as with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other cryptocurrencies that are on the coin market cap, that it's not backed by anything. So when he said a cryptocurrency that's backed by physical gold, I said, "Oh, I'm in, man." I said, "I'm in." I said, "Show me what I got to do. Let me look at the white papers. Let me look at the company more." And as more I dug in, the more my eyes got bigger, the more I got excited. So, it's like all in with me with Karatbars and with KBC and the KCB. And then to top it all off, the community and the wealth builders, the people that are in it from, the young age all the way up to the older age. It's just one big family that's all about, like Brother Ricardo said, it's about growing. And you're going to, whether you want to grow or not in Karatbars, you're going to grow, whether it be spiritually, whether it be relationship wise, education wise, you're going to build relationships. It just has that feeling. So you can't help but to plug in, because it's like, it's like that lemon cake that my mom makes. No matter how you look at it on the table, you just got to keep going back, getting a piece of it. So no matter how much you try to, stray away from Karatbars and not hear the message coming from our wonderful leaders, you're drawn to it because it's really helping people around the world, in over 130 some countries understand that, we were born to be wealthy, and we have a platform and something in our hands that one person, Mr. Harold Seitz, is open the doors for us. So it's just a blessing, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. Every day I thank God for Karatbars. I really do.
So do I. I have one question, though, for both of you. How did the two of you with your young selves get that much wisdom? It's rhetorical. So anyway, let's get started because I know people want to hear some of the answers to these questions. So
Yes,
I'm going to kick it off. Mine's a two-parter. What is cryptocurrency and what is a blockchain? So either one of you can take that.
Go ahead, Brother Ricardo.
Sure. So, like Brother Ramon said earlier, cryptocurrency is encrypted, it's digital money. And so the beautiful thing about cryptocurrency that is decentralized, it's open source, and so one main entity or person doesn't control it. So similar to how we have our present monetary system, where you have the Federal Reserve and you have banks and you can't see their books and they can, kind of manipulate things and create fraud. The unique thing about a cryptocurrency, which is a product of the blockchain, it provides that trust back in the system to where everybody can kind of see what's going on. It's verifiable. No person, it's pretty much, unhackable. And so for that, it provides security and trust that, people need to conduct business and trade and commerce. And so being that it's a product of the blockchain, cryptocurrency is an aspect of the blockchain, but the blockchain is what's really, revolutionizing the world. It's not just banking that's being affected by blockchain. It's pretty much every human endeavor, everything that, has to do with anything, the blockchain will affect it, from healthcare to government to voting, obviously banking. I mean, there's not any industry that I can think of that will not be affected by blockchain technology. Because of its role and because of its use case in society. It's really going to change the way the world operates. And and so cryptocurrency is a product of it, and it's the future of money.
So the blockchain is the network, would you say? Is it the network itself, blockchain?
Yes. So the blockchain is like it's like an open source ledger. It's
okay.
You're able to see the data on the chain, and then that data has a unique hash. And then anytime that data is changed, there's a new block is added with the edited data, and then there's a new hash created, to be able to trace back to the original data. So there's a chain, there's a link, so you can kind of follow what happens, and nobody can just interrupt that link. Nobody can just come in the middle of it and change some information, because then you would have to change the previous data. And so to do that, they will have to pretty much take over the whole network, which the network is global, and so because of the fail safes and the features inside of it, that's what makes it so secure. And that's what makes it, the blockchain actually work. And I'll let Brother Mon can detail some more on there.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, Brother Ricardo, he definitely hit the nail, hit the nail right on the head. The blockchain, what we have to understand is that, the blockchain is the most resilient technology known to man. It's just like, and this is why Karatbars is so perfect marriage, because it can withstand governments. Governments have tried to infiltrate it, from China to Japan to the United States. People with bad intentions, meaning hackers, they try to manipulate it, but it keeps coming back. And it just, every time it comes back from every type of situation, it comes back stronger. Something else derived from the blockchain. So it's the most resilient technology known to man right now. And like Brother Ricardo said, this technology, the blockchain, we're not even talking about cryptocurrency. The blockchain will change lives for the better, because now it's so many powerful things that are happening with the blockchain. Like he said, from medicine, from the way that the justice system is done, because now certain entities cannot alter information when it comes to a court docket. I mean, there's so many positive things. It fills the void for all the things that happen in society that we were missing. The blockchain has solved that problem. So it's powerful.
Now that's an interesting statement, because I guess it'll even go as far as, and we don't use Can We Chat here for political forums, but for even elections.
Right, it can't be corrupted.
Be able to keep it, more legitimate. It
evens the playing field. It evens the playing field, and there were a couple nations the last 3 years that actually used the blockchain for their voting, and it went flawlessly. It went flawlessly because, again, now, I mean, it kind of it takes that risk management out of it. Well, was this election bogus? Was it altered? No, because you can now vote for whoever you want, and it's put on the blockchain, which is an open ledger for everyone to see. But you cannot hack that ledger, meaning you cannot alter that information. So it's powerful, very powerful.
That is powerful and excellent.
And one of the things I didn't know about the blockchain until Ovidiu Toma was saying our cell phone is going to operate on the blockchain.
On blockchain, that's right.
Who knew? You know,
he said blockchain. Yeah, that's right.
That could happen.
We kept calling it a crypto phone, and he said, no, it's not. It's not.
It's a phone that's going to operate on the blockchain. Well, let's talk a little bit, because this is what all of us Karatbars affiliates have. We have cryptocurrency. So what are the different types of cryptocurrencies out there?
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So there are a lot of different cryptocurrencies. I think they're like over 2,000 now. That number increases because there's so many different use cases for the blockchain. You can pretty much create a perceived value or use the blockchain in so many different ways, and they're creating a coins cryptocurrency around that to generate funds for their projects. But there are numerous ones, but when it comes to what drew me to Karatbars cryptocurrency more than any other cryptocurrency is because, to me, I had to think about as far as money. Is there, and now some people who are in the cryptocurrency space, Bitcoin is the main one that's money. But to me, it has to have an asset behind it. It actually has to have actual money behind it, or it's just perceived value. And so they create something around the blockchain. They create a cryptocurrency. People will buy into that perceived value that they created around the blockchain, which the blockchain is like email. Everybody can create an email, and send something back and forth and see what's going on. But is it money? Does it really it has value? And so the value that one cryptocurrency has over another is what the next person, in my opinion, believes that it has. Is it money? To me, no. But that's why, I love KBC, because KBC is actually exchangeable for what the world has acknowledged as money for thousands of years, since the beginning of man. So, there are a lot of different cryptocurrencies out there. There's a lot of different cryptocurrencies based around the technology, over a few thousand of them. Yeah.
Now the next one, I think you answered part of this, I'm pretty sure. What are cryptocurrencies used for, and why are they so popular? So like you said, they're used in the medical profession, they're used as far as the government. They're popular because they can't be hacked, puts everybody on an even field. And you want to elaborate any more on that? But I think you guys pretty much answered that already, why they're so popular and what they're used for.
Yeah, Brother Mo, I remember you was talking about Dash and how it's used, and maybe he can break down how Dash really uses it, in their community as well. And that
Dash is a cryptocurrency?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I read that one when I was researching this, Dash.
Yeah. And it kind of goes into the question when you asked, what are cryptocurrencies used for and the different types. Cryptocurrencies are broken down into different protocols. So we have to think of it, I try to put it in the best, easier terms. When you think of protocols, you think, like Brother Ricardo said, what is the purpose of the technology? Because the coin has to have a technology behind it to fill a void in whatever, situation is. Whereas though Dash is what's considered an X11 protocol, which is it can be a POS, proof of stake, like our coin is, which the master knows what we'll talk about. You have a POW, which is a proof of work, meaning that you have to actually do something to be awarded that coin, or that is the protocol of that coin. And now you have something what's called a POC, or a proof of contract. And that is one of the things that, like with Dash, it's sort of like a payment coin, meaning that how we could use Western Union, or we could use Walmart to Walmart, or we could use MoneyGram. Dash is pretty much a payment protocol, meaning that I can pay anyone on their network using that coin in its form, and it has a price to it. Kind of like the PayPal of cryptocurrencies. That's what Dash is pretty much is.
Excellent. That you broke that down clearly. Miss Abram, I think you are up next.
Yes. So what made you gentlemen get involved in cryptocurrencies, you know, because they're still kind of new? What made you say, you know what, I want to jump into this cryptocurrency arena?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, for me, nobody can ignore the hype or the excitement that Bitcoin created. And so when Bitcoin shot up from, you know, $2,000 an ounce, I mean, an ounce. $2,000
You're thinking gold. You're
I'm always thinking about real money.
That's a real money.
Right.
Ramon is cracking up over.
$2,000 a coin it went to, you know, and then up to 20,000. You know, everybody's like, well, what is this? You know, because obviously people are always looking for ways to enrich themselves. And so is this Bitcoin? Is this cryptocurrency? Is this really a way to actually, you know, create wealth or get rich, you know? And so it created a lot of, you know, hysteria. A lot of people were talking about Bitcoin. And so to me, it's almost, you know, you couldn't ignore it because at that point it was on the news. You're like, okay, well, what is this? So then you want to start figuring out about cryptocurrencies and different things. And so when I heard about Bitcoin, I compared it in my mind to the US dollar. I was like, okay, it sounds great, but it's still backed by nothing. It's a perceived value like the US dollar. The US dollar used to have gold behind it, which guaranteed its value. You know, I like the open source and I like the technology of Bitcoin, but I didn't actually acquire any. I didn't get any behind it because I didn't believe in it. You know, I'd rather stack gold. You know, I was stacking silver at that time. So, you know, but now, you know, cryptocurrency, you know, it is acceptable. You know, it's all around the world. And like Brother Ramon said, because of its resiliency and its many use cases. You know, that's really what got me behind it. And then, of course, being a Karatbars affiliate, you didn't really have a choice.
No.
And, you know,
we didn't know it was coming, though. But, we're so glad it did.
Now, Ramon, I'm going to ask you that question, but I'm going to ask you that question with a different slant, because you're not just involved with cryptocurrencies, you're actually a miner. Now, that is a whole step above, behind the scenes, making those cryptocurrencies move. What made you look at that and say, you know what, I'm not just going to trade. I'm going to mine. I'm going to make some, every time a transaction goes through, I'm going to try to make sure I'm the miner that did it to benefit. What made you get into mining?
Well, the main reason is because, you know, there's so many different facets of cryptocurrency. You have mining, you have the trading, and then you just have the, you know, the individual that just wants to collect them. So again, the technology, the innovation, you know, I love innovation. Like when something new comes out, I want to learn about it. You know, just like when we went from the horse and buggy to the automobile, people were like, oh, what is that big clunky thing with 4 wheels and blows out black smoke? No one knew what it was, but we see how the automobile transformed the world. You know, same thing with email and the internet and smartphones. So I was like, okay, mining, that sounds cool, but I really don't understand it. So I started doing a lot more reading, started reading up on mining, different protocols, what coins are mineable, you know, different profit ranges and things. And I just happened to have a real good friend who built mining rigs and he lived close to me. So he was like, hey, bro, what if we just start building a bunch of mining rigs? And I was like, cool, let's do it. So we would stay up all night and we would build mining machines and we would, you know, just play around with it. And we were actually making profits. And I was like, we might have something here. So it just was another, I would say another notch on my belt in the cryptocurrency world. So, you know, talking with different cryptocurrency experts out there, a lot of my friends in my inner circle, you know, when they're talking about different things in cryptocurrency, I can also speak on the mining aspect, you know, as far as proof of work, proof of stake, proof of contract. So I wanted to be kind of well-versed and rounded when it came to the cryptocurrency space. So that's why I got involved.
Can you kind of swing your chair around a bit to show everybody?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
One
there you
of
go.
your minds. That's one of them.
Yes,
And
ma'am. That's just one of the couple that we have made. My good friend and god brother Solomon Sanders, who was he's an engineer in the Army, so he's very smart at this stuff. He built this. He said, "You buy the parts, I'll build it, and we'll build it." And we videotape the whole thing step by step. And he controls everything from his cell phone. So if I say, "Hey, bro, I want to change over to this coin," it's just a click of a button. He can change it over. But
Wow.
yeah, so I'm mining coins, profiting that way as well. Not only just from trading, it's another passive income. It's just whatever you put in energy. And like I said, by being on solar power, I'm really not burning that much energy, and it's a tax write-off because I'm going green. I'm not using dirty energy. I'm using natural energy. So it just made sense for me.
Maxine, can you skip down to 2 questions down? Let's jump into the master nodes.
Oh, yes. Okay. So, gentlemen, everyone wants to know about these master nodes. This is a whole new world to us. It's actually a new word for us. So, 2 parts. What is a master node? And are there different types of master nodes?
Yes, ma'am. Brother Ricardo, you want to speak on that or anything?
Let you go ahead and take it over, brother.
Okay. Well, master nodes. So I'll try to make this as best I can. So master nodes, you have your master nodes and your full nodes. So first we'll talk about your master nodes. When you think of your master nodes, I want you to think about your cell phone carrier, whether you have Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, Metro. For you to get that signal, it has to come to an area distribution node or a smaller node that comes from the biggest node where you get the actual service comes from out of space when it goes to that satellite.
Okay.
The master nodes are the small baby nodes. So they are the children. They are the children of the full node. And they provide and make sure and keep the integrity of the full node, whether it's so for Karatbars, we have the KBC, we have the cell phone coming out, we have our ATMs, we have Karatbit, Karatpay. Everything that what's in our ecosystem has to go through those actual master nodes to generate fees and all the things that back the KCB, which is the brains of the operation. That is the full node. Everything comes from the mother, which is the KCB, because the KCB is the power, because it gives like Brother Ricardo said, it gives the confidence because we own the gold mine. So as the gold is extracted from the earth, it is put into our bank, which then fuels the full ecosystem of the full node, and it can push that out to the master nodes. So, and you can partake in that by basically think of, the stock market. You can claim stake in the actual ecosystem and in the company by taking your X amount of coins, whether it's 1 million or 3 million, okay? Mm-hmm. And you will be rewarded from all the transactions, everything that's done within that ecosystem, and create and generate a passive income. So you pretty much have, stock in that network, and you will be paid a reward, meaning, a percentage back on your coin. So all of that to say this, it's like a new age CD. So instead of putting it in a bank and they taking your money and robbing you, you're actually putting it in something that is backed by a physical asset, and it grows over time.
So that is a super, super residual income.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, wow. It is.
And in Karatbars, I think what we found out, it's paid monthly.
Yes, ma'am. You have you have weekly. The numbers can be broken down to weekly, monthly, and yearly. Traditional, typical master nodes and proof of stake, POS, because that's what it is. You're proving that you're staking your coins, meaning you're not going to touch 1 million coins or 3 million.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think his internet.
Whatever amount of coins you'll generate X amount of profit per month, per week, and then it's yearly. So in our case, some of the numbers that were put out there for the master node, it's 15% for 1 million coins.
Now, I have a question for you. Can the lay person, and I hope your internet's not frozen, Ramon, can the lay person
I think he's going to jump back in.
Yeah. Run a master node, because we have a lot of brand new people in the world of Karatbars, you know, and we have people who they are definitely going to have their million KCBs, you know, to get a master node. Can a lay person run and operate a master node, and what are some of the, you know, things that are involved with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Some things that you have to take in consideration is the your hardware. A typical master node, depending on what you're doing. And again, I don't want to put words in the mouth of Mr. Toma and Mr. Harold Seitz, but there will be information coming out exactly how you're going to be able to participate in that. And I'm from what I'm seeing and what I understand on the way they're going to do it, from what I see, is that they're going to take all of that risk off of the actual affiliates, and they will probably, you know, maintain that for you on their end. But typical nodes and master nodes, you would have to have, you know, some type of computer, high power computer that can actually verify the actual POS or the proof of stake that you have those coins and that you're going to receive those profits.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really good. Maxine, you want to
Yes,
combine a couple questions?
Yeah. Okay. So one of them was, you are actually one of them. What is a miner in the masternode arena? Like what does a miner do? What are your responsibilities? What are your tasks?
Yes, ma'am. A miner's main job is to verify a transaction. So if I wanted to send Miss Maxine or Miss Sheila $1 million in KBC right now, just for instance, when I send that transaction, it would generate a hash or a transaction hash. Once that transaction hash is generated, the miners, which is a bunch of people that have these high-powered machines behind me, that they're trying to figure out that mathematical equation of that transaction. So while it's trying to figure that out, once I figure out the equation, the next equation for that same transaction gets a lot more harder. So I will be rewarded a piece of that KBC or whatever coin, Bitcoin, whatever it is. So just think of it like this. If I had 6 dice in my hand, there's 6 numbers on each one of those dice. Every time I throw it against the wall, the numbers change. I got to be able to figure it out when it bounces off the wall. So the miner are verifying that transaction between one wallet and the next wallet. And once that is verified, once the miner has verified it, whatever miner it is, they're rewarded what's called a mining fee. And that's when you'll see, you know, 1 out of 5 confirmations. Once it gets 5 out of 5, then your actual transaction is complete. The $1 million worth of KBC will be in Miss Maxine or Miss Sheila's wallet. So that's what the miner is. We keep the integrity by figuring out the math equation of the transaction.
I have a question for you, Ricardo. Now, Ramon, we could tell he has a definite, you know, more in-depth knowledge of the master nodes, but yet before Can We Chat here, you were expressing to me and Maxine Jones. What were you telling us? I want you to tell everybody. Tell us why. Tell us why.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got excited because I pick up things pretty quickly. And, you know, I got excited when Karatbars came out with Masternode. And when they pretty much put it to where we now have a way to have a passive income from staking our coins with the company. And like Brother Ramon was talking about, how the KCB and everything is the whole system on our own blockchain, you know, and it runs from the KBC. So from our ATMs to our the bank to, you know, the exchange. I mean, to every aspect of Karatbars in this global gold payment system backed in gold that we have, the master nodes, you know, are going to track all of that, and there's a fee generated from that. And so when I think about a passive income and you know, income for life, and I'm like, oh, I need that master node, so to speak, because I mean, our company, like, you know, like Brother Steve says, Crypto Steve say, we're so far ahead of the game. I mean, people are talking about Karatbars and they don't know Karatbars exists. And what I mean is that they're talking about like this ecosystem, this payment system in gold, and the bank and the ATMs, the cryptocurrency bank, and everything, the exchange, and they don't know we exist yet. And so when the world realizes that we're already up and running and functioning, And then we have master nodes to track all of that. And then countries are coming on board. I mean, Harold Sykes, you know, we have countries already ready to put up their gold and create their own coins. We got big investors looking at this opportunity. So it just made sense to me to get a master node, no matter what, so I can guarantee that I have some kind of passive income coming in.
And Miss Maxine and Miss Sheila, I wanna drive something home on what Brother Ricardo said. So with these master nodes and with the full nodes, what people need to understand, the reason why it's so powerful is this. Not only are you going to get a return that's already backed by gold, so that 15 and that 25%, we have it, like brother, the world doesn't even know about us. So right now, the KCB is 14 cents. The KBC is just under 2.5 cents. As we start to get more momentum and we start bringing out and we tap into a $1.8 trillion telecommunications world when we drop our phone, the price of those coins and those tokens will go up. So not only are you getting a passive income on your staking of your million coins, anything after that million, meaning generated coins and profits, that is yours to take. So you're double dipping. And when you think about, like we talked about, when you think about what our product is money, it's gold. As gold goes up, so will the transactions, so will the company, so will everything inside our ecosystem. So you're at, just think of you being at the round table when Bill Gates said, I got an idea of something called Microsoft. That's where we are right now. 600 some thousand strong in Karatbars. We are at the table right now of something that's way bigger than Karatbars. Because once the world figures this out, history repeats itself and they always come back to gold. Once the world figures that out and they see you've merged the most rarest form of money with the most newest form of money, which is cryptocurrency, and you married everything in between with that.
What a marriage.
Brother Ramon get me excited because when I hear him talk, I think about the present reality that we're facing. And there's no alternative to the present monetary system that we have right now, as far as, you know, the government or somebody else coming up with that alternative, or banks. And so, you know, paper money will still be around most likely, but the value of it is what people have to consider. And then when we're looking at the future, it's like, well, it's either going to be gold, what it was before, or it's going to be cryptocurrency. And so, like Brother Ramon was saying, Karatbars has just married the two. So you don't lose. You're guaranteed to win. You're perfectly positioned and hedged for the future as this economic global monetary reset takes place.
And I think one of the brilliance of Mr. Harold Sykes and his integrity, he did a live stream probably a couple weeks ago that I've seen it, where he was talking about the amount of gold that they have already mined out, that they already have it ready. And he said, I am meeting my goal. He already knows how many coins are out there. He knows if he says, I'm going to go for every 100 coins, it's going to be a gram of gold. But when you can make that possible when you own the gold mines.
Absolutely.
And he has made it. He said, no, because bottom line, he knows everybody is not going to turn. I know there's no way that KBC is going to be so valuable. There's no way I would ever deplete my inventory 100 for 1 gram of gold. No. But he knows, just in case everybody decided to, there's a
he's got the backing
on hand.
Yeah.
And he's like almost right there, and we're in February.
Right. And he's taking all the doubt off the table, because you're like, I get so many people that say, you know, hey, Ramon, so how can Karatbars guarantee this? Well, when you own something, if I own this pencil and I own the machines that make this pencil, I can tell you that I guarantee that I'm going to print 1,000 of these pencils a month. It's not a contract that I got to worry about third-party intervention. Like, if they don't like me, they're going to cut. No, we own
the pencil.
We own the fuel that fuels our ecosystem. We own it. So that's how we're able to do that.
We have a CEO that has such integrity. Everything that he has said that he was going to do, he has done it.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
it's beyond question.
yeah.
So, you know, all of us here, we're all in.
Yeah.
We're all in.
Yeah.
Those of you who are out there, you're not all in. You need to get on board. I'm just saying.
I tell you, whoever is sharing this Can We Chat here
Yes.
in their Facebook stream, you
Get
need
back to them.
Yeah, you need to get back to them and
This
get
is
on board.
This is serious. This is the future of money. Absolutely. Right, gentlemen? This is the future of money.
It is.
Cryptocurrency is here to stay. Blockchain is here to stay. Masternode, it's not going away. So, you know, even we with the silver hair, we need to learn it. We need to get on board with it because it is the money. It is the system, the money system.
The beautiful part, Ms. Maxine and Ms. Sheila, y'all don't have to know everything because the infrastructure and the way that Karatbars is built, you don't have to be an expert. You can just actually, like I said, you can take a depleted asset or a depleted currency and put it into something, and you can go to sleep at night and know that, hey, if all else fails, I have gold, which I know is worth a lot more than if I would have had it in Bank of America or Wells Fargo. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to know about Masternode. You don't have to know what cryptocurrency. Just understand that your money or your currency is protected and hedged against the bogusness of the financial system of debt out there.
Yep.
You know what's great about that too, Ramon and Ricardo? The banks cannot confiscate it. No one could confiscate and take your money.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That you know, the part of the genius of Harold Sykes is he's eliminated any contingencies or any kind of variables that can alter or stop this train, this plan from moving forward. I mean, everything is insured, and in the main way that you protect yourself is you eliminate third-party counter risk. Yeah. But one thing about gold is we don't have no third-party counter risk with gold, and as far as our company, we own everything. We own the mine. We own the exchange. Yeah. We own the bank. We own the gold. You know, I mean, we own everything. So there are no contingency. There are no variables. There's nothing from the outside that can interrupt this payment system that Harold Sykes has put in place. And it's on the blockchain, the most in our own blockchain protocol. So we're not running on Ethereum anymore. We're running on our own blockchain. Mm-hmm. You know, we're using our own exchange, our own, everything is in-house. And so, you know, it is just perfectly positioned with minimal risk, little to no risk, and all the upside, especially at the beginning of this opportunity right now with Karatbars.
It's absolutely a marriage made in heaven.
Maxine, can you combine your last two questions?
Okay. Well, one of them is people are always asking this question. Okay, where can I spend cryptocurrency? And also, guys, define some of the terminologies used by the cryptocurrency gurus, because sometimes a lot of folks don't know. You guys know it because you're in that arena. Okay, but where can you spend cryptocurrency? Now, can you go down to the grocery store and yes, people are going to ask these type of questions. Well, yes, where do I spend it?
What I'll say, and I'll let Brother Ramon go into the later part of that question. With cryptocurrency right now, as with Karatbars, very soon you'll be able to pay for everything everywhere. Mm-hmm. But I mean, with there are places where with Bitcoin, people are buying houses, people are buying cars with Bitcoin. As this, even Wisconsin actually just passed a law acknowledging cryptocurrency as money, and so a lot of businesses are looking for alternative forms of payment for their products and services. That's why you see Apple Pay. That's why you see some people taking Bitcoins. So, it's just another form. So very soon, you'll be able to pay for everything everywhere, especially with our coin, because it's backed in gold. And there are about maybe 11 or 12 states right now in the United States that acknowledge gold and silver as legal tender. So we have a cryptocurrency and then we have gold. And so the Congress of the United States has already debated cryptocurrency, acknowledged it as the future of money, as a valuable form of money. So it's just a matter of time before you go into your local store in your neighborhood and paying for your goods or services, especially as a Karatbars affiliate, because I know as soon as I can walk into my local business and sign them up for free to be able to accept gold and cryptocurrency and put an ATM in their shop and put a POS system in their shop and get paid a residual for life on it, I know that I am going to be looking to put 100 counts a month or a week in every business that I can. And I think that a business owner will be kind of foolish not to take it, because, you know, we set it up for free. You're taking gold and you're taking cryptocurrency. And, you know, it's just a beautiful.
And one of the things that Ovidio made reference to is there's going to be no fee for the business to accept the crypto. The contract is not a fee-based contract,
Right.
which is absolutely unheard of.
And that's major because
there's no risk.
Yeah, that's major because I know I have a couple friends that own ATM businesses, and those fees, when you, especially if you have it, like, let's just say in California, for example, Ms. Sheila, if you got a local bodega that has a lot of foot traffic and their ATM is being used a lot, well, yeah, the owner is happy, but his bottom line in the overhead, when he looks at the chart, if he makes $50,000 a year in transactions, the fees probably are about $18,000-$19,000 that he's got to pay out. So that right there, that's going back into the local, the small business. I'm not talking corporation, the small businesses who struggle the most. It's going back into that small business. They're happy, their customers are happy, so they're going to want more of them. And then the best form of social media out there is the word of mouth. I'm going to tell my next local business, hey man, you know, Miss Sheila brought me this ATM, and guess what? I saved XYZ. What? For real? Yeah. Show me how. Now you start to see how this thing starts to snowball. So it's powerful. It's powerful.
Absolutely. So what's some of those terminologies? You cryptocurrency gurus. What's some of the terminologies?
I mean, there's so many out there. You got.
I heard about the dash.
Yes, ma'am. That's an actual name of a coin. Some simple ones that you may hear is a hash, which is basically the address. You know, I'll say, you know, Miss Sheila or Miss Maxine, what's your Karatbars hash, meaning your address. So it's just another name that they call the address. You'll also hear something sometimes, you know, called FUD, FUD, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That's people that are like real skeptical. They're scared. They don't know, but it's just how third parties try to scare people about cryptocurrency, so they can, you know, deter people. There's so many out there.
What's that way?
Motto. Hold on for dear life.
Oh yeah, hold on for dear life. Yeah, you'll definitely see that in Karatbars, you know, especially coming for Gold Independence. You'll see people with the HODL, and they're like, you don't spell hold that way. It's HOLD. No, it's HODL. That means hold on for dear life. So you want to hold those coins as long as possible. It's so many out there. You know, you definitely can Google. Crypto terminology. I got a bunch of T-shirts that I've made, you know, with hold and, you know, different things. But I just want to touch on one of the questions that you asked. You said, where can you spend cryptocurrency? And I've been using this for the past 3.5 years. This is a Bitcoin debit card. So anywhere that Visa is accepted, I can use my Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, they actually have debit cards out there. BitPay is one of the biggest that are based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're trying to, I don't want to make it seem illegal but I just don't like banks. So, you know, if you make $1 million in cryptocurrency, you definitely don't want to put $1 million in your bank that you made from cryptocurrency. So the way to combat that is you just move it to your Bitcoin debit card wallet and you use it just like cash, because anywhere Visa is accepted, which I don't know anywhere in the world where it's not accepted, I can use my Bitcoin. So, but yes, yes.
That's got to be one of the safest debit cards going there.
Oh yes, like I said, I've used it. I've been using it for years now. So
you got the blockchain technology,
And don't you see with what they're doing with our Karatbars prepaid MasterCard?
Yeah.
It's coming. Trust me. I know Mr. Sykes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Mr.
surprised.
Howard's probably already thought of it, set it up and everything.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. I see it. It's coming.
That's what gets me real excited. I get really excited about that when I can take my money from the exchange and put it in euros on my MasterCard.
Oh my God.
I'm just waiting for the day.
Totally avoiding this system.
That is incredible. Now, I'm gonna close out with this statement, and I don't want to take us down a rabbit hole with it.
Take us down.
No, because we got to get ready for the training.
Oh, yeah,
I read an article that the IRS is going to be accepting Bitcoin in payment for taxes.
Really?
Wait, when I read it, I thought, oh, I don't want them having my wallet address.
No.
Going backwards. But it's
back to the covered wagons.
They have no options. They have no tools against the blockchain, and so they're obsolete. And so the only thing that they can do is either die out or adopt it, adjust to it. And so for people who are maybe not too smart, they might try to put.
Exactly.
They're trying to get a foothold. That's what
right. They're trying to get you.
So we only say that, we're not saying that one thing or another about that. Sometimes think about things. Think about it before you do it.
Yeah, the whole thing is that when the founding fathers of this country, they've warned about a central bank. They said the central bank was worse than the standing army. They said a central bank will leave pretty much every citizen on the continent poor and homeless. The central banking entity is not one that actually works in our favor. And so whether from the government on down to the citizen, I mean, the government has to borrow that money and then they have to tax us to pay back the interest. I mean, who signed up for that? We didn't sign up for it. I mean, when they passed the Federal Reserve Act, they didn't even, it was, done quietly, very sneakily, in secret.
Did they ask you?
And so now we have an option. That's the beauty of blockchain. That's the beauty of crypto. It's now
absolutely
because we have an ability to opt out. We have really because it's our life and it's our decision. It's our money. We make the choices every day where we spend our money and what we do with our money. We work for it. And so, do we want to stay in fiat currency and pay the Federal Reserve for loaning us pieces of paper that they created out of thin air, or do we want to deal with money that maintains its value with a cryptocurrency that's backed by that same asset? It's a different world.
Ramon, do you have any closing comments?
Yes, ma'am. I just again, I appreciate you and Miss Maxine definitely for having me and Brother Ricardo, because I feel as though this education is very pertinent. The writing is on the wall. The government shutdown was just the first stop on this bus ride. Yeah. Next will be your interest rates, meaning those of us that have mortgages, those of us that have, small businesses, because this fiat monetary system, like Brother Ricardo said, is not built for us. And I see a lot of my friends, family members who are making nice amounts of currency, because I don't call paper money, it's currency. Mm-hmm. So I see a lot of them making a lot of currency. And if they understand what money is, they would understand why they need Karatbars. I don't care if they don't want to build a team, but if you're not hedging your hard-earned currency in an asset, you are losing. Your 401k is losing 2.5% a year. These are facts. For every dollar that you have in your purse, wallet, bank, wherever, just deduct 97 cents. If you don't believe me, go to Walmart with $50 and see how much groceries you get. Mm-hmm. So people thinking by holding, and I've never met or seen a wealthy person save in fiat currency. I've never seen it. Never seen it.
So true.
It's a reason why there's only 1% of the wealthy out there, because they are the smart ones, and they're no different than us. The only difference is they're educated. So this information, Karatbars, is here to educate the masses and make it accessible to the average man and woman. $5. That's it. We're not asking for $1 million. We're not asking for 1,000. You can do the 10% rule, put some aside. So if the government or the powers that be on Capitol Hill decide to shut everything down, you can survive 2 weeks without a paycheck. So
Yeah.
I just appreciate both of you for having us on here, ladies and gentlemen. People really need to understand, put your ego aside and stop being selfish and think about your loved ones and your kids. You know, it's bigger than you, because I'm telling you, the wealth transfer is going to happen with you or without you. The only thing I'm trying to do is reach back and bring you with us. So I appreciate you, Miss Maxine and Miss Shayla. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
We're definitely going to have you back on. Miss Maxine, can you close us out? I've only got 4 minutes.
Okay. So we appreciate you gentlemen so very much, and we are definitely going to bring you back. And I just want to say to our Facebook family and friends, you have been given a wealth of knowledge here. You have the opportunity to change your life. Don't look at it lightly. These young men have come here with the goodness of their heart just to share. So whoever is sharing this on their Facebook page, get back to that person, and you need to sign up with Karatbars International. Absolutely. So Facebook friends, will be back the first Monday in March with some more content and value. And don't forget, you can give us some suggestions on Can We Chat Here. We go to canwechathere.info. But it's been our pleasure and our honor to have you young millennial gentlemen here tonight to give us this awesome information. So we thank you so much, and we're going to have you back again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Everyone have a wonderful
Facebook and friends.
Have a wonderful evening. Wonderful evening.
Freedom.
All right.
Shout out Syndicate Gold Elites. Shout out the union. Welcome to worldwide.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.